Good evening, and thank you again for clicking on my channel. My name is Roman, and as you can see, I'm wearing my Ghostface Stab t-shirt. Um, so I just got home from watching Scream 7, obviously the seventh installment of Scream. It's not really on the date, but it's basically been 30 years since the original. Um, and this is going back to Sydney. It's a Sydney um, Prescott, aka Sydney Evans, story based and focusing on her and her family, her daughter. And I'm going to do as best as possible without giving anything away since it just came out. And in case for you guys who plan on watching it. And yeah. So first of all, I just want to say, forget the naysayers. If you're a Scream fan, go watch it. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I'm not saying that because I'm a Scream fan. It just really added to that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I appreciated the fact that it gave some callbacks. Um, there were some things that was a little on the nose, but they made sense. Um, there's a lot of Easter eggs. Um, and I think I can say this because I feel like it's been said, and people were already theorizing what this is because let's just talk about Stu Macher, Matthew Lillard's character returning, right? Um, People are like, well, how is he returning when he's dead? So, if you don't already know, this is basically an AI situation. And if that is spoiler, then I'm so sorry. I thought that's kind of been already out there. Um, but aside from that, there are people that do come back. Don't get your hopes up with them being in there um, too long because they're not. um, and maybe that's what people are getting mad about. Like, why would you bring them back if you're not really going to utilize them? I'm going to say this without, again, giving anything away. It's all about the AI situation. And I really think what they did, they done it well. And they haven't touched bases on that. And I'm kind of um shocked and also glad they finally put that out there because AI, it's not new, but it's new-ish, you know. Um, Also, I'll be executing my ranking since this is the seventh movie, and I will have to definitely put that where I feel like it belongs. But let's get back to the film, shall we? So it states when a new ghost ooh, if I can speak. When a new Ghostface killer emerges in the town where Sidney Prescott has built a new life, her darkest fears are realized as her daughter becomes a new slash next target. Um, and also, and I'm I'm glad they made it to where it wasn't obvious on who done it. There was one person who I thought was behind it, and I was right. The other person, I'm like, I didn't really suspect them because you don't see them very often, much really. I think you see them for a couple of scenes, and you're like, well, why would that make sense, right? Now my con of this, maybe cons, is that when you do well come face to face on who done it, um it doesn't really make sense because they don't really establish why they did it, because there's always a motive. I didn't get why they did it. I mean, they kind of talked about it, but it didn't make sense. um with other ones, you're like, all right, it was about like family. Other ones were like the stab movies or whatever. Um, um, but this one, I'm not gonna give it away, but like you'll have to find out for yourself why and how and all that kind of stuff. But again, for as like when you think you know who did it, because like it kind of goes back to the beginning, the original. So you're like, oh, it's this person. Oh, it's that person. Where you're like, wrong, wrong, wrong. Um, um, there's so much I want to say, but then it's like, it's giving it away. But what I will say is, again, I thought it was well executed. Like I said, there's quite a few Easter eggs. Gail has a pretty good amount of screen time. Who you think would die doesn't die. And I was for sure two people were gonna die. Um, but didn't. So I was like, wow, all right. Um, and then maybe maybe they did this on purpose, but they showed two people. One of them, you're like, why did they even show him? And maybe it's to throw you off, but it's like had nothing. They didn't have a lot of screen time. So it's like, all right. But again, maybe that was the whole point, is to throw you off. And if that was a reason, they really done a good job with that. So I'm gonna be optimistic and say that's why they did it. Um, but let's see. So far as the ratings, which is not great, and again, if you've been hearing stories or whatever, people are saying this is the weakest film of them all. I really disagree. Again, you go watch it for yourself and don't listen to anybody else. You be your own judge of how you feel about a movie. And for the fucking like Rotten Tomatoes, like I don't even listen to that. So if you listen to that, by all means, you do you. But I like to be open minded. I would like to say, all right, um, I liked it or I didn't like it, and I give my reasons. Um, so you have director who also wrote it, Kevin Williamson, and others. As far as writers, you got Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt, who I think did the last two. I think. I don't know. I don't think they had anything to do with the fourth one. I think that was just Wes Craven. Um, but again, so you have returning people like Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, newcomer Isabel May, who plays the daughter. I think we all know that. Returning people Jasmine Savoy Brown and Mason Gooding, who play Mindy and Chad Meeks Martin. Um, Anna Camp, who plays Jessica, the next door neighbor. Joe McHale plays Mark Evans, Sydney's husband. Um, I I really wish people would have asked Nev Campbell the question of like, why is it Joe McHale and not Mark from Scream 3? Because I think we all suspected that it was going to be him. Because they were like, where the fuck did this Mark Evans come from? He just came out of the woodwork. They apparently been together since. Well, they only mentioned him in Scream 5, but I don't know. Maybe since Scream 4? But again, they don't mention him. So if they did get together, um, don't know. But no one's ever asked that question, and maybe that's one of those questions you can't ask. I don't know. But I was very curious, and yeah, whatever. McKenna Grace, she plays one of the friends to Tatum. Michelle Randolph and Jimmy Tatro, however you pronounce his last name. I am not familiar with Jimmy, but I am familiar with Michelle. I know she's from Landman, which she does a great job in there, as well as in here. Even though it's like a short um, moment for her. Um, Celeste O'Connor plays Chloe, another one of Tatum's friends. Asa plays Lucas, and Sam plays Ben. Ben is the boyfriend. They always state um, the friend group is the target and the suspect group. I'm just gonna say that and not say anymore. I don't like they don't give the names of some of these people who they play, like Ethan Embry. I know who he plays, but they don't put it in here. Timothy Simmons, don't know. Mark Consuelos, there's no names. But I know Mark is a also in what do you want to call it? A news anchor? Yeah, like Gail Weathers. Um, let's see. Yeah, but two people again who come back, and I don't think this is a aside from Stumacher, and I don't think this is giving any spoilers, but David Arquette and Scott Foley, um, because they've well, I know Scott Foley has been interviewed. I don't know about David Arquette, but it's already been out there. So again, I don't think that's spoiling anything. Now I will say, um, that hmm, sometimes I wish the opening sequence was a like left in the dark because it's it's literally in the trailer, and it's like, well, they're not going to survive. Um, but even though it was good, and the moment, I don't know, I don't know if it was longer or about the same length, but they had a good enough camera time. I'll say that. Um, um, hmm, I'm trying to see what else can I say that I didn't like, because I'm again, I'm being honest. I really enjoyed this film, and right now I'll give you where I would rank this film, and then how I would rank it, like as far as like a 1 out of 10. Um, so as far as the Scream films line up, all right. So we got Scream. That's obviously number one for me because it's the original. It was classic. It still is classic. Um, I was always like where I wanted to put 2 and 4 because those are kind of neck and neck. But I think Scream 2 is gonna be 2. The only thing I did not like about 2 is the opening sequence. I know a lot of people like the opening, but for me, the acting really lacked, and I did not like Jada Pinkett's performance in that. Like, nobody in their right mind would go up on the stage and just, scream and then just drop dead right there. Nobody. That was the dumbest part of that film. Um, Now the theater part was cool, and I guess the rest of it, I wish it was well executed better. But everything else was chef's kiss, like the chase scenes, um, revealing who the Ghostface killers were. Everything like awesome. So 2, then I put 4 next. Now since 7 came out, I'm gonna put 7 after 4, then 3, then 5, then 6. Those are my placements. You'll have your own, I guess. Um, 6, I'm so sorry, but 6 is for me by far the weakest of them all. Um, and then what do I give it out of 1 out of 10? I think there was definitely some good chase scenes. Um, the opening was pretty cool, although we already established that we saw that coming because hello in the trailer. Um, I can't say a lot, but acting was great. He directed it really well. Again, as far as like the first time him directing a Scream film, I applaud him. I really do. Um, so let's see, 1 out of 10, I give it a 7.5, maybe. You know what? I'm gonna raise it to an 8. Yeah, I'm gonna raise it to an 8. Um, I almost want to put that ahead of them, um, but I don't know. Because of the who done it and the reveals in 2 and 4, I think that's just how they have to place. So 7, yeah, 7 will have to come after 4. So yeah, I give it an 8. Um, and yeah, that's just how it's gonna be. Um, so yeah, so you guys let me know when you do watch it. If you've already watched it, let me know what your thoughts were. And again, when you do, let me know what your thoughts will be. what your placement will be, and as far as ranking. And yeah, so that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys have a great, fantastic evening and a great day tomorrow. All right, peace out.